Hey guys, it's Joel, and welcome to another Savor the Flavor production. Today I'm going to be doing something a little different. I'm not going to be doing a review or a let's play. I'm going to do a segment that I'm calling Cartoons That Scared Me as a Kid. Now, the shows I'm going to be talking about, I'm not saying the series as a whole scared me, I'm saying there's one particular episode that stood out that just scared the fuck out of me growing up. The rest of the series I would enjoy the hell out of, but there would just be this one episode that would just get to me and just put me in the cold sweats, send shivers down my spine, put me in cardiac arrest, give me a heart attack, just make me piss my ever-loving pants. You name it. So, let's jump right into this list. Now, Courage the Cowardly Dog was a phenomenal show. Next to Ed, Edd and Eddy, it was probably my favorite Cartoon Network show growing up. Now, this one sort of feels cheap because the show's already very creepy with gross imagery and was quite dark for a kid's show, at least as that's how I remember it. But it was never creepy to a point where it'd scare me. Like, there'd be the odd smile from a creepy looking character that might get to me a little bit, but I would never say I was scared growing up. That is until the episode King Ramses' Curse. Holy hell did this one get to me, and still kind of sticks with me a little bit. The basic plot of the episode is two thieves are being chased by cops after stealing an ancient slab from a museum. They decide to ditch the slab and come back for it later when the heat dies down. Basically, Courage finds the slab at the front of his house. Eustace sees on the news how much the slab's worth, decides to keep it, and refuses to give it up until he gets his reward. Not a scary plot on paper, but you show this fucking guy.
Return the slab.
What?
Return the slab, or suffer my curse.
And it becomes terrifying. Everything from the voice to his ability to summon plagues, to the way he'll just eerily sway in the background and not move. Everything about this scared me as a kid. Also, I know what you're thinking, but I would like to add this looked amazing in 2002. Now, not so much. Now, I know what you're thinking. Joel, what the fuck is scary about DBZ? And the answer to that is very little, honestly. But when you're 8 years old, I guess I was just a pussy 8-year-old, and you see this. After that scene, I watched the rest of this episode from under a blanket. I remember it vividly. I hated this episode. It terrified me. To this point in Dragon Ball Z, you hadn't seen anything that gruesome. You saw death, you saw blood, you saw kick-ass fights, but you didn't see someone just walk up to another guy, grab him by the mouth so they can't even scream, and just ram their fucking hand through their chest and just hold them there as they slowly die. While their friends can't even sense their power levels, they just know their friend is dying. Like, it's so fucked up. This is scary for a multitude of reasons. At least to young Joel, and I still kind of respect his opinion. The strange look of the androids scared the hell out of me. I don't know why. There was something about Android 19, and his angry grandpa. I don't know why, but the look petrified me then. The fact the Z fighters could not sense the two androids' power. There were two incredibly strong villains at that point in the show. They had no idea what they looked like, and they couldn't sense them.
This is nuts! I don't even know what I'm looking for here!
And to top it off, that fucking music. I'm not kidding. This music absolutely haunted me as a kid. It scared me so much that when I eventually got the DVD that had this episode on it, I watched this episode once, took the DVD out of the DVD player, ran to the kitchen, got a knife, and cut this DVD clean in half. I did not feel comfortable living in the same house as the DVD that bared this horrific episode. Maybe I have issues. Okay, now I'm not sure what's more embarrassing, the fact I grew up watching the Powerpuff Girls, or the fact an episode actually scared me. But I stand by this choice. Okay, when you think Powerpuff Girls, what do you think? You think three girls fighting very colourful villains, like a lot of just fun destruction, pretty good music, the odd life lesson thrown in here or there, but it was mainly just the three girls fighting overly exaggerated, colourful villains. And that's awesome. That's also what I expected to get when I turned on the episode The Head Sucker's Moxie, but instead I got this. I got basically a Powerpuff Girls episode with a slasher movie villain in it. You get everything from the nighttime setting, to the victim being all by himself, to the stalking, to the gradual increase of panic, to the false scare, and finally, the kill. Although it's a kid's show, so he wasn't actually killed. Fucking look like it, though. Now, I know this is a kid's show, and they can't really show anyone dying, but they certainly went out of their way to give the illusion of death. It was horrifying as a kid. Again, I was probably 8 years old, just big old pussy 8-year-old Joe. Now, the only way a kid's show can get away with this is by making the villain look as non-threatening as possible. But even after this little midget is revealed, my god, those fucking teeth would still give me nightmares. The fact, even though he's cornered by 3 super-powered, crime-fighting girls, he still lunges at them, and they react like he's a threat. Here I am, just wanting them to squash this little fucker, and this fight is going on longer than some of their fights with Mojo Jojo. Seriously, fuck this guy. This episode gave me nightmares for ages after I watched it when I was a kid. That's about it. See ya.